Welcome back to Surfers Paradise Beach here on the Gold Coast. It is round one of the Staminade Triple Crown Series already. We've had the women in the boat. Coming up very shortly, we will see the men not only battling it out for the Triple Crown Series honours, but also they've been training right throughout the year to get a spot in the Australian side.
I think they're ready to jump out of the gates. They've been training for a while now, and this is what it's all about, race day, and I think they're all pretty hot to trot today. The challenge of making the Australian team is the end goal, so they're here today trialling for a spot to race in the national selection trial. They finish themselves in the top 8 today. They go down to Sydney in January to race off for an Australian jersey.
I'm really looking forward to this Triple Crown Series. Really looking forward to going down to the Manly Freshwater Carnival for Australia Day next year. And I'm really looking forward to just seeing some new beaches and versing some crews and racing.
I think it's just great to get out here and see where all the other crews are at and put our feelers out of how well we're going to go for the season.
For us, it's about making sure that the kids are all ready, both in the mind and physically.
I enjoy coming back because we have the winter season off. Seeing the mates again, turning up to the boat, turning up to the creek, turning up to training, that's what it's all about.
Well, the men's crews are just about to get underway for round number 5, but Wilco, already 4 fantastic rounds, great battles on the water right throughout the weekend.
Yeah, that's right, and it's been really tight racing. There's a couple of crews who have been standouts. For mine, Currumbin Barbarians and probably North Cottesloe have been the 2 form crews across the board, but there's only 5 points separating the top 10 crews. After 4 rounds, that is amazing. To have that smaller margin between the top 10 crews is a really good testament to how strong surf boat rowing is across Australia.
And there is our top 5, as you say, only 3 points separating them, Currumbin Barbarians out in front. But look at our next 5, 6 through to 10th, there's only a couple of points separating them. All those guys well and truly in the hunt for a top 5 finish. Tannum Sands, Hellfish, they're sitting in 11th place. The second North Cottesloe crew, they're in 16th, through to the McMaster's Beach. Carlton Park Black Magic and the Warhope Under-19s make up our top 22. Well, Wilco, we're just about to dive into heat number 1, the Northcliffe Nitro. They're currently in 2nd spot. They look like they'll be the team to beat here. Let's take a look. They'll be in alley number 1, Southport Snappers in 2, Tullabudgera in 3, Tannum Sand Luggers in 4, and Alex Headland are in alley number 5. But Wilco, I think all eyes will be on alley number 1 with the Northcliffe Nitro team.
Northcliffe have been going very well all weekend. They've been strong in most of the races. Now they've got the dreaded Alley 1. They haven't had this before. The advantage of the draw system in this series is that you get to race in each individual alley at least once. They haven't had Alley 1 yet. It'll be interesting to see how well they cope with it and whether they can break the hoodoo that everyone else has had.
Well, the Northcliffe Nitros got off the beach quite well, as did Southport. Tannum Sands were on board with them as well. But tell us, have the conditions changed too much since the women were racing earlier in the day?
The wind's just started to pick up a little bit. Again, it doesn't look too much. The waves are quite small, the wind chops are quite small, but it's just enough to start to take the run off the boat. You'll see the bow bouncing up and down. Every time the bow bounces up and down, you lose speed off the boat. What you want to try and have is a boat running nice and smooth and flat to get maximum speed out of it. You see Northcliffe there, just copping one on the nose. Again, that'll fill them up, full of water, take the speed off the boat, and they'll have to get it running from there again.
Southport Snappers we have there, they are racing out towards the Cairns. Currently sitting in around about 3rd place as they head out towards the Cairns. The team from Tannum Sands, they have a great start to this race as well. Currently sitting in 10th place on their competition ladder. Might not make that top 5, but they're also looking to cause a little bit of a surprise in this last race here this afternoon.
Yeah, as much as anything, pride is on the line. No crew, these guys are A-grade. They're the best of the best. They're the most elite crews out of every club across all the states across Australia. Not one of them will be wanting to give up a position just because someone else is in front of them in the point score. Every single one of them will be fighting it out all the way through to the beach.
Well, what about this race? We've had all boats here, all 5 boats have virtually turned in unison. Alex Headland, Tannum Sands, Tullabudgera, Southport and Northcliffe. A little bit of a few surprise packers there, but certainly nothing in this race as they turn the Cairns.
That's exactly right, and that's how it's been all day. You see in the first 4 rounds, only 3 points separating the top 5 on the point score and only another 2 points separating the next 5. This race will go right down to the wire. You saw Tullabudgera just pulling onto a little wave there. Southport looks like they're just about to pull onto one here as they're going through the gate cans. They're those cans that you can see just go out of screen. Sweep has to steer them in between those coloured cans on the way home. Make sure the boat stays separated.
We have got a cracking finish to this one. Tullabudgera turned in third. They have had a fantastic run home. They're leading it into the beach now. Alex Headlands, they turned first. They've dropped off. And Northcliffe, they are coming home strongly as well. They turned in fifth. They're now currently in second place. But the boat in the middle, Tullabudgera, what a performance by them. 19th coming into this final race, and they're going to cross the line in first place. An outstanding row there by the team from Tullabudgera.
Yeah, great way to finish. Alex, unfortunately, just going sideways, slewing there on that wave. That could be very costly for them in terms of the overall point score.
Well, that's the team from Tannum Sands. Let's have a look at how they finished. And Tullabudgera, a fantastic win to wrap up the series for them. Northcliffe Nitro, a great finish for them to come in second. Southport, Alex Headland and Tannum Sands finished in fifth place.
Rob, how was that?
Oh, that was good. The boys have really improved for a team of old fellas. They're mainly masters or reserve grade crew, but just having a go this weekend and they've really come along. So it's been good.
So why do you think they've picked up?
Oh, they told me to abuse them more in that race than I did. Let go with a few choice words and they responded well.
Well, a fantastic race in heat number one. Let's take a look now at heat number two. Grange will start in alley number one. Currumbin Barbarians, our competition leaders, in two. The South Narrabeen Wood Ducks in alley number three. And the Mooloolaba A team will line up in alley number four. Wilco, just 4 boats taking part in this race, but I'd say all eyes will be on the Currumbin Barbarians, our current league leaders.
Yeah, unfortunately we had an injury in one of the earlier rounds which forced one of the boats to retire. So only 4 boats in this race, but you're right, Currumbin Barbarians, the Barbars, they've been on song all day. They've been rowing really well. They've already had 3 wins and 1 third placing, so want to try and finish this off as strongly as they can.
They've had a fantastic jump off the beach and they have got themselves some clear distance between the second place crew at the moment. You can see across the water there, they are out in front by a good boat length at the moment, the Currumbin Barbarians, and stroking nicely as they head out towards the Cairns. The Grange from South Australia, they're in alley number one. They're the only other team in this heat to have picked up a win already this series, but it is all Currumbin Barbarians. Wilco, they are looking great.
Yeah, very strong out there. Lyle Clark, their sweep, one of the best sweeps in the country. He's got these guys firing. Yesterday in the races, they weren't firing so well. Today they've come out and they've really shown their class. Glenn Williams, one of the legends of the sport, he's in the stroke there. He'll make sure that these guys get around that turn out of there and they'll cement that victory for the final race here.
Yeah, no doubt they'll be looking to make it 4 wins from 5 starts here, but also just as important for them to get over the line there and just be fit and ready to go for the final later this afternoon.
Yeah, they're already in the final. They're leaders on the point score. They're out in front in this race. They don't have to do anything too spectacular here, but they'll want to make a statement. They'll want to show all the other crews on the beach. Every other crew, I can assure you, will be sitting here watching this heat. They'll want to make the statement of, okay, 4 wins out of 5. You're right, they've got to get back into this beach safely. It's not very big surf, it's not very windy, but it's still tricky. We've already had 1 injury today. Unfortunately, the sweep from Carlton Park broke his leg in the first round. Boat came in, hit him on the side. He's been rushed off to hospital, already in surgery. They don't want to have anything like this happen. It's the first round of the Triple Crown. They want to show their class, stamp their dominance, and then move on to the next one.
They're certainly showing their class and dominance in this race. They've opened up a commanding lead here, this team from Currumbin, and they're going to do it nice and easily. They'll take this all the way through to the beach, and they will wrap up heat number 2. But the battle is for the minor placings now. Mooloolaba, they turn in second, and the South Narrabeen Wood Ducks in third. The Grange from South Australia, they turn in fourth, and let's see how they will cross the line. But as you can see there, the team from Currumbin, the Barbars as Wilco called them, they're going to cruise all the way into the beach here to take out heat number 2. 4 wins from 5 starts, a fantastic performance this weekend, and they will go into the final, you would think, as red-hot favourites.
You would have to think, but final, it'll all come down to alleys, and it'll all come down. Some of the crews might take this a little bit easier if they know they're in the final already, but you never know what can happen in the final.
Well, that is in fact the Grange crew on board the Maroochydore boat here this afternoon. They will come in 4th place. Well done once again to the team from Currumbin, the Barbarians. And as we can see, our official results from heat number 2, the Barbarians in first, they get the full 11 points and they will finish on top of the ladder after round 5. Second is Mooloolaba, third South Narrabeen Wood Ducks, they get 8 points, and the Grange will finish in 4th.
Glenn, how was that for you?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, starting to chop up a bit now.
So the road to sea is a little bit bumpy, but some nice runs on the way home. You know, you row nicely.
We now move on to heat number 3 here this afternoon. The Lawn Pounders will line up in alley number 1. McMaster's Beach in 2. The Warhope Under-19s will line up in alley number 3. And Maroochydore Force will be in number 4. Well, Wilco, again, just 4 crews lining up in this one, but an interesting one in the Warhope Under-19s, taking on the big boys here in heat number 3.
Yeah, they were given a wild card entry into today, being under-19 crew, and I think it's a fantastic experience for these young guys to be up against the very best crews in the country, the A-grade crews. They wouldn't have the chance to race these guys, especially crews from Perth, from Queensland, from Victoria, all that often. So I think it's a credit to them as a crew that they've gone out, they've taken on the challenge, and they're running with it.
Yeah, a couple of 4ths and a couple of 5ths. So certainly matching it with these crews, and as you say, a great experience for them just to line up here on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, and they'll get a lot out of this. They'll get a lot out of riding up against these guys. They'll go away from this weekend a lot wealthier for the experience.
So the 4 crews taking part, none of them have picked up a win yet this weekend. So one of them looking to break that duck. The Maroochydore Force, they're currently sitting in 4th place on the competition ladder. 2 thirds and 2 seconds. They've had a fantastic start to this race already.
Yeah, Maroochydore Force, a very good crew, and they're in the favoured southern alley, alley 4. That means when they turn, the wind is blowing from left to right of screen, so when they turn and run home, they've got no one on the southern side of it. They can chase the runners all the way home and make the most of those little waves, little runs, all the way from the turning cans.
As we can see, the Maroochydore crew around the cans in first place, and they've got plenty of distance on the rest of the field already. It looks like the team in alley number 1, the Lawn Pounders, they will turn in second with their distinctive black and white caps there, and very distinctive boat as well. The pink boat certainly stands out. But they will turn in second place. McMaster's Beach Nocturnals, they will turn in third. And as we spoke about earlier, the Warhope Under-19s, they will turn and head to the beach in 4th position. But at the moment, it is all Maroochydore Force. They've had a couple of seconds, a couple of thirds, and they might pick up their very first win of the weekend here and hopefully book themselves a place in the final this afternoon.
Yeah, it looks like Lorne just trying to chase one there. Pink boat, that boat is actually from Tannum Sands. They've borrowed one rather than driving one all the way up from Victoria. Again, as we mentioned before, borrowing a boat, borrowing equipment, although it's still a surf boat, although it's still oars and rollicks, everyone has their own slightly different setup, have a slight variation on it, and that'll just take a little bit of speed off them, and that's probably one of the reasons why Maroochydore has done this so easily.
Yeah, they've had a fantastic row here. Maroochydore will cruise over the line in first place. The boys from Lawn, the Lawn Pounders, they will come across the line in second as well. A great row by them to give themselves a top 2 finish. And let's see how these final 2 crews will cross the line here. As we saw, Maroochydore Force, they finished in first place. The Lawn Pounders in second. The McMaster's Beach Nocturnals from the central coast of New South Wales, they come in third. And the Warhope Under-19s finish in 4th place.
A good start always helps, doesn't it?
Oh, it's vital. You know, it's vital. You get that deep water, you get that boat speed up to top speed, and if you just maintain it, you can tick along, and it's very hard to find someone to catch you out there today.
We now move on to heat number 4 of round 5 here on the Gold Coast. Maria Dial before you dig, Tannum Sands, Carlton Black Magic, and Wilco out of the commentary box, back in the boats with the blokes this time. He will line up in alley number 4. So another great race coming up here. Maria Dial before you dig. They're in 7th place and will probably go in as slight favourites in this race. We're on board with them right now as they get a good jump off the beach. A couple of choppy waves to negotiate here in the shore break. They're doing things quite nicely as they move through the early parts of this race. And Maria, as you can see, at the northern part of this course here. And it looks like the team from Allura, we're on board with them right now. They've got themselves some nice flat water and they're pushing through there and they're really challenging this crew from Maria. As we said, they're sitting at the northern end of the beach. The 2 crews in the middle, Tannum Sands in alley number 2. And we have Carlton Park in the middle there as well, next to the crew from Allura. But Allura just negotiating their way nicely through this flat part of the course. Looks like they might even turn around around the cans in first position there. A little bit difficult to see from that camera angle, but I think the crew from Allura, Wilco's guiding them nicely through, and it looks like they will head to the cans and possibly turn first ahead of this crew from Maria on the far south coast of New South Wales. So they are in front of screen there, Maria. and Wilco and his crew from Allura, they will get around the cans first. So a great row from them. After not the best start that they would have liked, they've got through this first half of the course nicely, and they will turn and head for home first. Maruya is the crew that will turn second. Tannum Sands, they will turn in third, and the crew from Carlton Park in Tasmania, they will turn in fourth place. Allura Wilco's now out in front after turning first around the cans, looking to get themselves a little bit of run to try and get them through to the beach and pick up the maximum 11 points to try and get them into the all-important top 8 at the end of today's racing. So we saw Maruya, they turn in second, but Tannum Sands Hellfish, they're having a great run here through to the beach. They're now challenging Maruya for that second place. As you can see there, the team from Allura trying to pick themselves up a nice little run here. Back now with the team from Maruya. They're pushing hard for the beach. They're hanging on to second place. Tannum Sands right behind them, but it is Allura Wilco. They are out in front, trying to get themselves a little run, but they've looked like they've fallen off that as well. Tannum Sands now is the crew that is shot through. They're going to try and pick up this little run right now, and they could in fact pip Allura out of first place. Allura still stroking hard, Tannum Sands harder, and it looks like they have got themselves over the line. Well, Tannum Sands have come from third place around the cans to take out this heat number 4. They have pipped out Allura in second. Maruya have finished in third. There is the official results there. A great performance by Tannum Sands. Allura Wilco coming in second. Maruya will finish in third. And Carlton Park Black Magic, they will finish in fourth place. Well, 4 heats done in the Open Men's. It's time now to move to heat number 5. 5 boats taking part in this one, including 2 from North Cottesloe. They will line up in alleys number 1 and 3. Maroochydore Force in alley 2. Currumbin Harscolls, they'll be in alley number 4. And the team from Warhope will be in number 5. Well, Wilco, he's off the boat and back up into the commentary booth for this one. Wilco, who do you see is the crew to beat here?
Yeah, for mine, there's probably 2 standouts here. North Cott in alley 1, North Cottesloe in alley 1, and the Currumbin Harscolls. Currumbin Harscolls knocked off their big brothers, the Currumbin Barbarians, for last year's Queensland State title, but it looks like North Cottesloe and Maroochydore have clashed oars here. That's very, very costly. You can see the sweep there, turning around to the starter, asking him to pull it up. But the other crews here, they'll take advantage of that, and they'll get a good 3 or 4 lengths lead.
Well, alleys number 1 and number 2, that's a travesty for them. The other 3 crews have got out well and truly in front. That could well and truly cost them the race.
Absolutely. This is A grade. There is no mistakes here. The other crews will see that and take full advantage of it, and I'll be very surprised if they're able to take anything back from them.
Well, the Currumbin crew, they were over in alley number 4. They had themselves well and truly out of that bingle, and they've got themselves out in front and a nice lead coming off the beach.
And North Cottesloe, after their collision there at the front, now getting hit by a wave. You saw the whole boat there get full of water. There's actually electric pumps on, bilge pumps on the boats. The sweep down there, hitting the switch, trying to empty that boat as quickly as possible so it's light as possible and get the boat running as fast as they can.
Well, that North Cottesloe Euros crew, they're currently in third place before this round number 5. 3 wins and a 4th. They'll be very disappointed and looking for a big back end of this race now to try and get themselves back in the top couple.
That's right, and Currumbin Harscolls there turning a clear couple of lengths in front there, and they'll make the most of these little wind chops, little runners coming home and waves. And I can't see anyone picking back such a good form crew from here.
Yeah, the Currumbin crew, they've had 1 win. They picked that up in round number 3 today, a second and also a third. They're well and truly out in front and look like they're in great shape to pick up their second victory of the day. But look at this, the race on for the minor placings. We've got 3 boats there who are going to battle it out for the position second through to 4th.
Yeah, it's still quite tight for the minor places here, and every point counts. They all want to try and make it in to the top 5 for the final today, but they also want to try and make the top 8, which guarantees them position in the final round of this Triple Crown at Manly in January.
So the Currumbin Harscolls, they are doing it very, very nicely. As we saw earlier, they kept themselves out of the trouble that was happening at the northern end of the beach. They got themselves some clear water, and they are moving nicely through the water now. We'll look to get themselves a little bit of a run, as they have, and they will work that all the way through to the beach. The Currumbin Harscolls, but let's look at this battle for the minor placings there. North Cottesloe Euros, after being smashed up in those opening parts of the race, They have battled themselves back and they look like they're going to pick up second. A fantastic row by them.
Absolutely. From the start that they had with that collision off the start, that is a huge comeback, and it probably shows why they've been up on the points so far.
Currumbin Haskell's finishing first. North Cottesloe Euros coming in second. Warhope, the second North Cottesloe team, will be in fourth, and the second Maroochydore Force team, they will finish in fifth.
Clint, how was that for you?
Oh, it was pretty good, mate. It was pretty controlled. Just had to finish off the rounds with a good job, and we did that, so ready to finish off the final.
It's only one step to go.
That's it, mate. We're nearly there.
There is our top 5 crews who will progress through to the final this afternoon. Currumbin Barbarians will finish out on top on 52 points. Tannum Sands just missing out on that top 5. Maruya will finish in the top 8 as well. Allura Wilco, they will finish in 11th. Tullabudgera on 15th. We then move through to the South Narrabeen Wood Ducks, finished in 16th. Well, that ends the preliminary rounds. Coming up very shortly, the finals of the men's and the women's of round 1 of the Staminade Triple Crown.